Hey everyone, Sam from Manford's Makes. So I just wanted to pop on and basically tell you a little bit about everything that I've had going on in the last few days. And I don't really know where to start. I never script my videos, I just go with the flow, and that is why you will see me fudge my words and just basically babble on, waffle on, and thankfully you still come back every time and watch me. So big thanks to you for that. All my returners and all my newbies. I still can't believe that I have people who spend their time, take time out of their day to watch little old me. It just blows my mind. So the lighting isn't great today because in true UK fashion, it is absolutely horrible out there. It's wet, it's windy, it's dull, it's dingy, but you know what? Good excuse to stay inside, say hi to you guys, maybe get some crocheting done, but also, you know, check in and let you know what's been happening. So I am going to take you back in time to begin with. If you can remember, I was working on a cable cushion cover. It was a pattern by Bod, and I said that I wouldn't get it done by Friday. Well, in actual fact, I did get it done by Friday, but it wasn't until quite late at night, and I didn't think that I should do a video that late. So I would save it for today. As you know, it is Wednesday. It's Wednesday, the 16th of February, 2022 today. So I'm taking you back in time to last Friday. So I did have an FO on a Friday, I just haven't shown you yet. So on my WIP Wednesday, I am going to be throwing in a mishmash of all sorts of bits and pieces. So would you like to see my cushion? My son was super pleased that he managed to get it, and actually I thought I'd be a little bit cutesy with it. He was tucked up in bed, sound asleep, had no idea that I had finished it. So what I actually did when I finished it is when I go in to check on them, I check on them every night before I go to sleep. I cannot settle down and go to sleep without checking on my children first. So when I went to check on them, I noticed that he was sound asleep in dreamland, you know, blissfully unaware, and I tucked the pillow into his bed so that when he woke up, he would find it. And he did, and he was super happy with it. So here it is. And I did decide to do the cables on the back as well. I'm pretty happy with it. I have learnt that if I do this stitch again, I need to be a bit tighter on my tension on the edges of the cable because it is a little bit gappy here, which is okay. But I, as a perfectionist, would like those a little bit tighter, a little bit squidged together. But other than that, I'm super pleased with how it turned out. The only difference that I did to Crystal's pattern is when she actually sewed up the seams, she used a darning needle and some of the yarn to, I think it's whip stitch it together. But sewing is not my forte. I am a little bit lazy. If I can get away without sewing, I will. So all I did was literally just single crochet all the way around, which sealed it in and made it really lovely, but I didn't need to get my needle out. So I cheated a little bit, but I think it's still, you know, it's quite neat. I'm quite proud of it. And it just gives this nice little ridge on the edge as well, so a little bit more texture as well as the cables. So I'm super pleased with this. Definitely a project I will do again. Happy with how the yarn came out. All those multicolour flecks. Still reminds me of icing on a birthday cake. But, you know, and my son's pleased with it, and he actually keeps it in his bed every night. So it's a hug from mummy to Max. So there's that one. That's that one completed. So that was the Friday. And then on the Saturday, I decided to take my three sons shopping in our nearest city. So our nearest city is Plymouth. Plymouth is in Devon. I'm in Cornwall. It's about 22 miles away from where I live, so about a 30 to 40 minute drive. I don't venture into the city very often. I've always grown up in the countryside. And again, being lazy and for convenience, if I need things from the city, I will look online first and get it delivered to me rather than me venture out. But I very rarely get time with just my boys, just me and my three boys. So my partner and my stepdaughter stayed at home and did some lovely things home here, while me and the boys boys went and did some shopping. Well, let me tell you, my boys can shop till they drop. I think we were out for about 8 hours in total. They had saved their Christmas money. They still had quite a bit, and they decided to go into the city and see if there were a few bits and pieces that they would like to buy. So 8 hours of lovely quality time and a few treats along the way. And it was a really, really super enjoyable day. And as my boys are getting older, I am starting to realise that I won't get these opportunities for much longer. And they will become fewer and far between. So I kind of needed to grab that opportunity while I had it. And thank you to my partner Mike for letting that happen. He has no issue with it whatsoever because he enjoys quality time with just his little girl too. So yes, so in true Sam style, my children wanted to go to a big toy shop, which was just a 2-minute drive from where we were actually parked in the city. But next to this big toy shop is a yarn shop. And yes, I dragged my 3 boys in there, and yes, I did make another purchase. I really need some help, guys. I know you all joke that people need to set up a self-help group, but I really do think someone does, because I am just obsessed. I am totally addicted. I just can't help myself. And in the words of Britney Spears, oops, I did it again. So would you like to see what I got? I did rein myself in because this shop is probably one of our bigger box stores, so like your Michael's or your Joann's across the pond. And like I said, it's in the city. I don't go there very often, and it's a little bit pricey, so I don't think I will be frequenting there very much, because I will spend an absolute fortune. But while I was there, I saw a couple of little beauties on the shelf that I just couldn't pass up, because as you know, in the UK, we struggle to get some of the brands that you guys across the pond can get. And whenever I see them, I'm like, oh, I may not be able to find them again. I just have to have them. So I have them. You guys will be super familiar with them. Some of you who follow me from other countries may not be as familiar. So I will just do a quick rundown of what they are and all their specifications. So I actually got 2 Mandala Ombres from Lion Brand, and I am super happy with them. I think I should have got 2 of the same colour, not 1 of each colour, but again, oh dear, may have to go and buy some more. Is that such a shame? Well, my bank balance might think so, but I don't. So anyway, the first one I got was this one. So this one is Mandala Ombre, and it is the Tranquil colourway. It is a medium 4-weight, or an Aran here in the UK. It recommends a 4.5mm knitting needle or a 5.5mm crochet hook. You can wash it up to 40 degrees. You can tumble dry, do not iron. I think I'm reading those symbols right. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because you'll know more about it than I do. So it's 5.3 ounces or 150 grams. There are 344 yards or 315 meters. 100% acrylic, made in India. And I just got this one because, again, true Sam style, rainbow. But I like the washed effect that this one has. And I'm going to try and find a smaller project where it just takes 1 of these cakes, so that the fact that I only have 1 of each colour, I haven't got all of them. I wish I could have bought all of them. But just like 1 cake project, so that it can actually work into just something beautiful. So I'll have to get on and do some research. If you have any suggestions of what 1 cake of this Mandala Ombre can make, let me know. Put it down in the comments. I'm always interested to see what you guys think, what your opinions are, and I will listen to all suggestions that I receive, because actually sometimes your ideas are even better than mine, which is why I follow you all. So yes, this is the Tranquil. It's lovely and soft, and I am lovingly looking at it on my shelves. every night thinking, I want to use it, I want to use it. So help me use it, give me some ideas. So that's the Tranquil. The other one I got was the Mantra, and I don't have a lot of blues in my cakes, and I thought, you know what, I want some blues. So that's exactly what I did. It's the same specs as the other one, 344 yards, 315 meters, 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, 100% acrylic, medium 4-weight or an Aran. So yes, so I got the Mantra and I got the Tranquil. So the boys had a lovely time picking up some bits and pieces that they wanted, treated themselves, and I treated myself too, because why not? Why not? I did, and I love it. And yes, I love them. So that's those two. So, but I am hoping that that is the last yarn purchase I make for a while, because as you all know, I don't actually have a job. So I have no income coming in, and eventually my money is going to run out. And it's lovely to be surrounded by yarn, but that doesn't feed my kids. So I really need to stop. Okay, so I also told you that I wanted to do the Coco Cowl. I keep saying shawl. I don't know why I keep saying shawl. However, it is a cowl round your neck, not over your back and your shoulders. So the Coco Cowl, and it's a cowl crochet along with the twisted fibre friends. I've shown you in a previous video what yarn I had selected. I have used one of the yarns. I still intend to make another one with the other yarn that I haven't yet worked up. So I will show you the first one because I did finish it, and actually it's a super quick pattern and I was really, really impressed. Now the next time I make it with the other wool that I bought, I think I'm just going to make it just that little bit longer. Because either I have a really big neck or I have wide shoulders, and when I put it on, it doesn't sit how I would like it to. Now that's no negativity towards Coco at all. Her pattern is absolutely glorious and beautiful, and I love it. It's just me. Whether I didn't make it up quite right or whether I am just wider and it doesn't sit right, I don't know. So I will do a little bit of tweaking and just make her wonderful pattern a little bit more to my requirements. So, oh, and also going back to the sewing, because I'm lazy and I'm not that great at it, I managed to sew the buttons on. Never done buttons before, had to watch a YouTube tutorial on how to do it, of course. Followed the instructions and did it. However, because I was so excited about getting the first one on, I got carried away by putting the second one on. And it wasn't until I kind of buttoned it together that I realised that I had made a bit of a boo-boo and I had made my buttons a bit wonky. But you know what? That's what makes it unique to me. And with handmade things that are not mass-produced and not machine-controlled, you will always get things that aren't quite right, or maybe something that didn't quite work out the way you wanted it to. And that's fine with me because it's mine. It really, really doesn't matter. So I have finished the first one using the buttons as well that I told you. So if you can see, what I'm trying to say is after I had made it, this one sits lovely to the edge. This one's all the way over here. So I think this one needed to have jumped across a little bit here. But you know what? It's all a learning curve. And when I make my next one, I will know to put the button further this way and have it all uniform and in a straight line. So that's a learning experience for me. And I'm always happy to learn new things and readjust when I make things also. So that is Coco's Cowl for the Twisted Fibre Friends. And I will be putting a photo on the Facebook group that the Twisted Fibre Friends have as well. Yeah, so that's that one. And then I've just got to make the other one out of the other yarn using the little tweaks that I've just discussed. So I actually bought 2 balls of the yarn for that project. If you remember, it was the King Cole Acorn Aran. I used all of the first ball, but I only really used a smidgy bit of this one. So I have got most of a skein or a ball left. So this is going to go on my hard to point when you can't see what you're doing, down there with my other variegated yarns, and maybe one day I will find something to put this to good use to. So I do have quite a nice bit of leftover yarn on that one, so that one's super cool. So actually I'll put this one away now. I will pop that one in there with my other variegators. So that is that. Now, my whatchamacallit, I normally show you on every WIP Wednesday that I do. However, because I was doing the pillow and because I was doing the cowl, and I have another thing to show you in a minute, I haven't had much time to work on my whatchamacallit. In fact, I haven't worked on it at all this week. So I'm not going to show you that one this week because I have literally made no progress whatsoever. Like I said, I am making it for my nan whose birthday is in September, and even though it's a crochet along, it is made very clear to everyone who is participating that it isn't a race. You can do it at your own pace. And you know what, even if everyone completes it before I do, in fact a few people have, I will continue working on it as and when I can, and when I have completed it I will of course let them know. But I am not going to bust a gut and stressing over it because I have such a long period of time before I actually need it for a gift. So that one's in timeout at the moment. I will probably get it back out this week, hopefully, and put a little bit more progress on there for you to see for next week. But like I said, I'm not pressurising myself, and it will get done when it gets done. It is super beautiful though, and I do enjoy working on it. It's just there's not enough hours in the day. And when I do sit and crochet, I don't know if you guys do the same, you probably do, but when I sit and crochet, I have you guys, you other channels that I'm subscribed to, I watch your videos as I crochet because it's the only way that I can try and keep up. Now keep up, she says. I am 5 days behind on everybody's videos. I am trying to work through them as quickly as I can, but I do want to really watch what content you're putting out because I really love everybody else's take on their crochet life and their journey. I really like some of the really unique and cool ideas that some of you are coming up with. I like to see your progress on your items. I just genuinely love the crochet community, and I would rather be 5 days behind on people's videos than quickly flick through and not watch the whole video, because as a content creator myself, I know how important it is that we watch the whole video from beginning to end. And also, some of you sneakies, when you put giveaways in, you might miss a giveaway or a lovely surprise at the end because you haven't watched the whole thing. So I like to, not because I want to, you know, enter every giveaway and win all the prizes, that would be amazing, but I just know that it's super important to watch a video from beginning to end. And if that means that I fall further and further behind your content, then that is just how it's going to have to be, because life gets in the way. I would love to be on YouTube 24/7, but that isn't practical to real life, because who will do the washing, who will do the dishes, who will cook the meals, who will pick the children up from school. So that was last week because I finished the Coco Cowl over the weekend. Now we're entering into this week. So Monday, what did I do Monday? Can't really remember. I did have an appointment Monday evening for my dog, my lovely dog Rolo. He's been having some medical issues lately. They suspect that he has epilepsy. So we have been going for like blood pressure tests, urine tests, blood tests, checking his weight and everything else with him, and he has actually been put on some medication to try and stop the seizures, or at least get the seizures back under control a little bit better. He's having a few side effects from his medication. He is actually zonked on the sofa as we speak. He's been sleeping an awful lot since he's been put on the medication. He's also been putting on an awful lot of weight because one of the side effects is he eats a lot more, drinks a lot more, and with the horrible weather we've been having, we haven't managed to get out as much as we want to. So I have had to reduce his food a little bit, just to try and keep an eye on his weight. And I'm doing everything I can to make him comfortable and make sure that the medication and everything he needs is kept on top of. So Rolo has been a bit of a concern for me over the last couple of weeks, but it looks like, you know, things are starting to settle down. He's only been on the new tablets for 2 weeks. So on Monday I had to take him for another blood test because they want to see how the medication is reacting to his system and to make sure that his system is coping with it. And hopefully I'll get the results of that by the end of this week. So yeah, so that's Rolo. That's something that's been going on behind the scenes and has been a bit of a concern for a little while, but I think we'll be okay. And if he just has to take half a tablet twice a day for the rest of his years, then that is what we are going to do, because as I'm sure you all know, our fur babies are just as important to us as our real babies. So yeah, I just hope that, you know, he carries on the way he is and that he continues to be a bit better than he has been of late. So that is an update on some of the behind the scenes of my life. So that was Monday. And then yesterday, Tuesday, oh my goodness, I am just blown away. I had one of the best days I've had in a very long time, and I'll tell you why. I went on somebody's live, not just once, but twice. And what I mean by that is I was in Froggy Went a Knitting's live, just in chat. She had mentioned that she had found a way for me to join a panel, and would I be interested? So I bit the bullet, absolutely terrified. I was bright red, my heart was pounding, I was sweating a little bit, really nervous. And also the way I have to join somebody's live is I can't actually see the chat. I don't know what all you guys are saying. I have to rely on the other panelists to keep me informed of what chat are saying, or if anyone has a question for me, because I can't actually see it, which is a little bit bizarre. But it's really nice to see the other two ladies on the panel and know that I am not just talking to nobody, and that you know, there are people in the room and there are people watching. So I'm sorry if I was a little bit nervous and a little bit fidgety, but I've never done it before. But oh my God, what a buzz. What an absolute buzz that was. I had to leave early because I had to go and get my kids from school. And the whole drive up to the school, I was just like, I can't believe I just did that. How exciting. So yes, so I went up on the panel. And also Froggy Went a Knitting, bless her, her big telly. I don't know if you know, but she's blind. So she has a big telly so that she is able to see everyone's comments and chat. But her telly broke, so she had a smaller telly, and actually she couldn't see the comments either. Not because they weren't showing on the screen like me, they were on the screen for her, but it was too tiny for her to read. So the lovely Kerry the Yarny Elephant, she was reading for the both of us. She must have been absolutely exhausted by the end of it. But yes, I was on a massive high and on a massive buzz, and I came back after picking the children up, and a little while after I came home, it was then Kerry's turn, and Froggy was up with Kerry as well. So Kerry was on with Froggy, and now Froggy's on with Kerry, and they asked me to go up again. So I had to give my phone a little bit of juice, a little bit of charge, so that I didn't just like fall out the window. I did fall out the window in Kerry's, but that was my end, not her end. My internet's still a little bit dodgy. So yeah, I didn't want the battery to just run out and me cut off and just disappear, because A, that's rude, and B, I wanted to be on the panel as long as I could. So I would just like to say a massive thank you to Kerry and Froggy. You made me realise that lives aren't really that scary. It's a little bit weird when you can't see the chat. I am debating whether I can afford to get myself a laptop or not. Now that is a big expense, and I have to do some number crunching and things like that. But I think if I can, I will, because I think lives are something that I might like to do. And if I have more technology than just my humble iPhone, I might actually be able to achieve it. But anyway, enough about all of that. I am super thankful that they invited me up, and I just love you guys loads, and thank you for the opportunity. Not once, but twice in one day. I mean, how lucky am I? So yes, that was the exciting Tuesday that I had yesterday. And then actually when I was on Kerry's lives, they asked me what I was working on. So I explained about Coco Cowl, but then I tried to explain that a local church of mine, it's not the local church that's actually in the village I live in. It's actually about 5 miles away in another town. Anyway, I was approached by a lady of the church over in that town, because she basically put a plea out on Facebook that they're trying to raise some funds, not only because the church roof needs to be replaced, but they've also had a colony. Is it a colony? I don't know if it's a colony. I'm going to say a colony of bats who had taken residence in that roof. Now, bats are a protected species because they are endangered, and you can't you can't mess around with them. You can't encroach on their habitat that they've set up for themselves. So they have to be regularly checked and monitored. and they have to make sure that they are making their habitat as best they can for them, because you can't move them on. You can't just pluck them out of the roof and say, right, you now go and live there. That's not how it works here. If they decide to take, you know, roost in your roof, you have to just live alongside them and go with it. So that is what they're having to do. So they were raising funds to fix the roof so that it was more comfortable up there for the bats. And they were also raising awareness of the type of bats they've got. Again, I don't know what type of bats they've got. I will have to ask Judith when I next see her. And so they were looking for ways of raising money to go towards these things, because actually when they first discovered the bats, it was just adult bats. But when they checked on them a little while later, they actually had a bat nursery up there with thousands and thousands of baby bats, which is great because they're endangered, and it means that the population is going to grow and there's going to be more of them. But obviously with a nursery, you have to be even more super careful that they don't get disturbed and nothing bad happens to them. So I said, well, maybe I could make some little bats for you to sell. I don't want any money for doing it. I just want to help you guys out. I don't attend that church. In fact, I don't attend any church. Now, I don't want to ever be offensive or like I disregard anybody who has faith, anyone who has religion, or anyone who does go to church and believe in God and Jesus. I personally, maybe I could say it, that I personally have never been touched by the hands of God. I haven't got any relationship with God at all. I do not ever want to put out there that I think it's a load of nonsense and you're all crazy. I don't want to do that, because that is not how I feel. If you have faith and if you have God in your life and if you have comfort and protection from that, who am I to say that you are wrong, and who am I to say that you can't do that? It's your life, it's your belief, it's your comfort, it's your life. You can, you know, it's up to you. Just because I haven't become involved in that area of things doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, doesn't mean that it's not real, doesn't mean that I'm not open to it. I truly respect each and every single human being on this planet, and I will never ever discourage or try and say to someone, you know, please don't talk about that in front of me. You talk about whatever you want. In fact, I find it truly interesting. Like I would like to look into it more, and I would like to maybe one day have a journey along that path, but at the moment it's just not the right time for me. But I am cool with you doing you, and if you can be cool with me doing me, that's great. I will listen to people, you know, reading their daily scriptures and doing that, because that is important to you. And if it's important to you, it's important to me. Just because it doesn't have the same meaning for me doesn't mean that I have to just disregard it and chuck it away like it's nothing, because that is not the case. Anyway, I don't really want to talk about things like that on my channel. I just wanted to put it out there that I am helping a church in this bat project that they've got going, and I truly respect each and every one of you that do have faith and belief, and I will always be super respectful of that. And just because I don't ask for prayers, and I can't pray for you because that would be going against everything. If I don't believe, how can I use that tool to help you pray? But if ever any of you say that you need prayers or you're going through a tough time, you will be in my thoughts. You will be in my thoughts and you will be in my heart. It just won't be with a religious attachment to it. And if anything I've just said in the last 5 minutes regarding church and religion is offensive in any way, I truly, truly don't mean to be. Truly, truly don't. I'm not very good at communicating and verbalizing things sometimes, so please do not take any offense. I love you all regardless of any of that. You know, we are all just people who are trying our best in life, and if we can just build each other up rather than tear each other down, I think the world would be a much nicer place. So I will never tear anyone down for something that is super important to them, ever. But that's the last I'm going to say on it. So the church that I'm doing this for is St Sampson's Church. And they do bat walks where they go on little walks at night time to see if they can see some of the bats flying around in their natural habitat. And they also do talks so that people can find out a little bit more about them. I haven't managed to make either of those. I do intend to, because obviously I do supply some of the things that they sell. However, with a busy household and a busy life, I haven't actually managed to do that. But hopefully in the future I will, because I do find it fascinating. I think bats are wonderful creatures. So let's just show you what I'm making. So I suggested that maybe little things that aren't going to cost a lot, that the church aren't going to charge a huge fortune for. I would love to do big amigurumis, and I would love for everyone to be able to have one. But as you know, amigurumis take quite a bit of time and a lot of materials, and it just isn't workable for either me or the church to do that. So I showed pictures of some of the little things that I made, and she really loved them. And I think this will be the third batch of bats that I will be giving her. Anyway, so I have decided, or what I did decide with her, is that I would do some fridge magnets and I would do some little hanging decoration bats for them. So these are a work in progress. I haven't finished these. I would like to do a batch of between 20 and 30 for her, so that she has quite a nice supply of them for whenever they do these talks or whenever they put them out. If people want to purchase them, they can. She set the price. Like I said, I don't take any money for doing this. I am just doing this to help a local organisation, a local church, a local charity out, because I have some cotton sitting on my shelf that isn't doing anything. So why not? If it's just going to sit there gathering dust, why not do some good to somebody who needs that? Which is why I'm doing it. So I am just making little bats like this. Now, I did do them in all sorts of colours. She always wants them in every colour that I've got, but she has found that the darker colours are more popular. So what I intend to do, so this is obviously the main body of the bat. And what I do with mine is I stick some googly eyes on his little face. And in this case, this will be a fridge magnet. So I'll put some googly eyes on the front, and then on the back, I will hot glue a fridge magnet so that people can just put their pictures and their letters up on their fridge. So it's not my pattern. It is a bat applique pattern that if you search in YouTube, you will probably find. I, again, have made some little tweaks, but it's not my pattern. So I cannot show you how I make these, as that is copyright. But it's not the complete pattern either, because I have tweaked it a little bit. Excuse me. So these will be fridge magnets, and then I've done some little hangy ones so that people can put them, I don't know, in their window, in their car, wherever they want to hang them. So I've done some this way up, and again, I will put on some googly eyes on his little face just to give him a bit of character. But once the googly eyes are hot glued on, the hanging ones are done. So that's a bat this way. But then I thought, you know what, bats sleep upside down. So I thought I'd do some hanging ones upside down as well. How cute are they? And they're super quick to make. I can probably make one of these in about 20-25 minutes, because there is a bit of sewing with these. And then once I've got my batch made, I will sit there for an hour or so hot gluing the googly eyes and the fridge magnets onto the fridge magnet ones. And like I said, I will probably do about 20 to 30 for her. She doesn't need them until the beginning of April, although she has sold out of the ones that I did make for her last time. So I think the sooner I can get them to her, the better. She said they are super popular. And actually, just before Christmas, she messaged me and told me that she had actually sent some over across the pond. Somebody in Kentucky wanted some. So some of my bats are in Kentucky somewhere. So I just find that absolutely amazing. She has chosen to sell them for £2 each. That again is down to the church, and I don't have any problem with what she deems as a reasonable price, because like I said, it's just cotton on my shelf gathering dust, not doing anything else. And if she can get a couple of quid for it, better that than just sat there. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing those bats. And actually, because I told everyone on the live yesterday I was doing bats, the whole live conversation started, you know, it was all bat orientated. So I'm so sorry, Kerry, that your whole live ended up being about bat talk, but that's how it goes sometimes. And and it was quite fun, and I had a lot of giggles along the way. So big thank you, Kerry and Jennifer from Froggy Winter Knitting again. I probably am not going to link anyone down in the description of this one, because it is just basically a big mumbo jumbo of all mixed things. So, oh, but before I go, the biggest bit of news, because it's Wednesday, I told you that I would be doing my giveaway winners today. So I just have to wait for Mike to come home from work. As soon as Mike's come home from work, we've had our evening meal and the children are settled doing their various little things that they do of an evening, mostly Xboxing, not gonna lie. We will sit and we will draw the winners. And if I just move you, I have got them pre-packaged up there. So hopefully later today I will be able to upload another video of who has won my giveaway. And just a quick massive thank you. Not only did I get the 100 that I was looking for, I've actually got over 200 now. So as promised, it's not just going to be one winner. It's going to be 2 winners. So please look for that later on. If I can't upload it today, it will be the first thing I do tomorrow. The sooner I can get the video up for you, I will, I promise. So good luck, fingers crossed. And if you still haven't entered, you have got until 3 p.m. GMT. Now, it's just coming up to 12 o'clock noon here, so that's only 3 hours left. I don't know if this video will upload whether that time has passed or not. So if you haven't managed to get in, I am sure I'll do a giveaway at some other point in time. But for now, it's for the 100 and the 200, and there's only 3 hours left. So yes, massive, massive, massive thanks to all of you who have come over and have started supporting me and watching me. Now this video is super long. I do apologise. I just wanted to kind of wrap up everything that's gone on over the last few days. And I will see you a little later on in the winner drawing of my giveaway prizes. I am so excited. I'm literally counting down the time until Mike gets home. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you've seen, please hit the like button, put a comment down below, whatever you want really. And if I've asked you to put a comment down below, then please do. Oh, suggestions for the Mandala Ombre. If you've got any suggestions for those, that would be great. Or just a hi, just, you know, just to check in. That's also lovely. I do try and comment back to everybody that comments to me, because if you can take the time for me, I can take the time for you. And if you're not already subscribed but you've liked what you've seen, do hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell, set it to all, so that every time I upload a video you will be notified. And just massive love to you all. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I can't believe so many of you come and watch me, and I'm super thankful, super grateful, and hopefully we will just keep getting bigger and better. No pressure on me, hey. Anyway, love you all loads. I will let you get on and I will see you later. Bye, love you.